Every week, somebody asks me, should I buy QQQ or QQC ETF? And nobody online actually talks about one number. They decide, is this for you or not? So today, we're going to fix that. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sanjat Lali. I have a degree in accounting and I've been investing from last 8 years. So I started investing in 2020 during COVID and I kept on investing and never stopped. And the lessons I learned in last 8 years, now I teach on my YouTube channel. So if you can subscribe, that will help me a lot as a small creator. That's the only way that I know that you guys are watching and liking my video. So let's get started. So let's start with simple thing. QQQ trades in US stock exchange. So it's of course in US dollars. It tracks the top 100 companies in NASDAQ 100. On the other side, QQC is the Canadian version. It trades in Toronto Stock Exchange, so in Canadian dollars. But here's the part that nobody explained. QQC isn't its own separate funds. It just holds QQQM under the hood, which is Invesco's lower cost version of QQQ. So same thing, just different currencies. And so many people mess up on this one thing. There is actually two versions of Canadian one, QQC and QQC.F. And a lot of people think that they are the same thing. And in reality, they're not. So QQC, the first one we talk about, no extra letters in it, that one is unhedged. Now, what's the meaning of unhedged? That means when the US dollar moves against the Canadian dollars, your returns move with it. So let's say if the US dollar gets stronger compared to the loonie, that adds up to your gain. If it gets weaker, it eats into your gain. So simple as that. Whereas QQC.F, it's hedged. So the funds uses derivatives behind the scenes to cancel out that currency movement. So your return is closer to just the pure performance of NASDAQ. Now here's the simple way to think about it. Imagine you're getting paid in US dollars, but you spend in Canadian dollars. QQC is like accepting whatever the exchange rate is in that day. Whereas QQC.F is like locking in the exchange rate ahead of time. So you know exactly what you're getting. So if you're on Wealthsimple and you search QQC, double check which one you're tapping at to buy. One letter completely changes how the fund behaves. And I personally invest in QQC. And the reason I invest just in QQC, like there are some changes if you look at 1 year, 2 years. But if you zoom out the picture, look at 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, the currency conversion seems to even out itself. So we don't need to pay extra just to hedge our currency. So that's the only reason I invest in QQC. Simple as that. Now let's talk about the fees. And some people think that Canadians is equal to expensive. So QQC management fees is 0.2%. And QQQM fee is 0.15%. That's it. So a 0.05% gap. So it's basically nothing if you look at the percentage conversion. Compared to that, to older hedged ETF like ZQQ or XQQ, those charge about 0.39%. So that's almost one double QQC cost. Now, if you hold Canadian listed ETF like QQC and it owns US stocks, so this is the important part of this video, there is a withholding tax on it. And the only way around that is holding the actual US listed fund like QQQ or QQM directly inside your RRSP account. So that's a tax-free exemption that we as Canadian get. And it only applies to the US listed inside your RRSP account. So on paper, QQQM in your RRSP beats QQC in your RRSP. It's only tax-wise. But here's the number that actually not a lot of people talk about. On Wealthsimple, every time you convert Canadian dollars to US dollars, to buy a US listed ETF, they charge you 1.5% currency conversion fees every single buy. So let's put that into real numbers. Say you have invested around $460 a week. So that's about $2,000 a month. Now over 10 years, that fee adds up roughly around $3,600, like $3,600 gone before the market even does anything for you. And if you zoom out over 20 years, that's about $7,200 gone. And over 30 years, almost $11,000 just in conversion fees. But the part here is that those numbers might not sound a lot, but the part really matters is that the money isn't just lost. It never got the chance to grow. If that same money fees has been invested instead over 30 years, that's roughly $44,000 in lost growth, not $11,000. So for most people, that fee wipes out most of the benefit you get from avoiding the withholding tax in the first place. And there is also a method called Norbert Gambit for people converting large amount of sums. But if you're buying small amounts like me every single week, it's just not practical. So here's what I actually do. If you have got a big lump sum sitting in US dollar already, sure, QQQM in your RRSP wins on the tax math. But if you're dollar cost averaging weekly in Canadian dollars, like I do, that conversion fee every single week for years outweighs the tax saving. And that's exactly why I buy QQC ETF. Now drop a comment below, are you QQQ, QQC, or QQC.F? And if this helps clear up something, hit the follow. I break down one ETF or stock every single week. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next one.